My experience with CPA SEA is that it's been invaluable to me in my career as a CEO of a state society.
It was extremely helpful for me to learn the ropes and to be able to reach out to my fellow execs for information, guidance.
It was great for me to have a network of individuals who'd been in this role for many years.
It gave me the opportunity to get to know my colleagues personally as well as professionally.
I'd say a couple key things: early warning system, best practices, and the power of a community.
I was a young guy. I was like 32 years old when I took that job, and there were a number of senior people who were execs in other states. And what was great was they immediately welcomed me and made me feel part of the group, and were happy to share their experience and their knowledge. I
was a CPA in the corporate world, and we didn't have a group where you could just pick up the phone and call another colleague and say, well, what are you doing in this policy or that policy, or what's happening in this issue or that issue? And CPA SEA provides that.
Collaboration is one of our cornerstone strategic initiatives, and our ability to work with the AICPA, NASBA, and other bodies out there really helps us in what we're doing, and I think also helps the profession.
That whole emphasis on taking a look at the landscape at critical points along our history and understanding when it's time to do something different has really made a difference in how this organization has grown and evolved.
One of the things that's really unique about the relationship between the AICPA and CPA SEA is can be found in the example of the Financial Literacy Project. We have gone out into the communities across the country, the AICPA through the national efforts and the State Society through the local connections, saying what needs to be said on financial education in the communities across America. And our voice has been heard, and as a result of that, we are one of the leading voices in the arena of financial education.
One of the things that we introduced this last year was to have an emerging issues task force. And what the task force did is at each meeting that we conducted, they did an issue where we had the opportunity to explore that as a group as far as something that's impending, coming up down the future that we think is important for us as a group to know.
One of the other things that's very helpful is there's enough data that the CPA SEA provides to its members that we're able to identify peer organizations like ours, other state societies that are similar in size with respect to members, staff size, budget size, because very often, more than geographic location, it's the size of the members, it's the size of the organization that will drive what you're able to do, what you have the resources to do.
The AICPA is a great resource for any state society executive director, particularly new ones, but also the seasoned ones. CPA SEA provides a different kind of peer resource that can be invaluable to a state CPA society. Putting those two together is the power of and. That's a combination that is very, very powerful.
I think the future of CPA SEA is to become even more important. And that is because of this rapidly changing, more complex world we're in. And that complexity requires us to be able to find out things and move faster. And having that community and that network that can then get you the information and get you resources allows us all to move a lot faster, again, for the benefit of our profession.
That's the big thing with CPA SEA. It's a synergistic organization. It allows my voice to carry more weight along with other people's voices. It allows me to learn. It allows me to maximize my effectiveness and efficiency in the job that I have to do by learning from other people.